All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I can't wait to drink a beer.
Again?
I can't wait to drink my 5th beer.
Right. It's only going to be my 2nd. You got a little bit of a head start on me.
Technically, it's 4.5. My other one is still out there.
Okay.
So
you got a little after drink to do too. Awesome.
I still got a little after drink to do, a little drinky poo.
Excellent. All right. And we are live. Welcome to Talking Heads, everyone. Episode 163, your once weekly live show for the latest in beer and tech news. I'm Jeff.
I'm John.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on this Christmas Eve Wednesday night, or later on in podcast form over on Anchor.fm. If you've never seen the show before, we usually talk beer, tech, news, games, entertainment, pop culture. Today, we are just shooting the stuff, as the kids say. We have no agenda.
Shooting the snow.
Yeah, there's no news. There's nothing really worth talking about. Obviously, there's no hardware launches this week. There's like an update on the SolarWinds story where they actually got a hold of the certificate authority, kind of like I had thought. It wasn't just the password mishap, but beyond that, KFC launched a game console. Like, that was it. That's the news. There's not even alcohol news this week.
Fried chicken is big news. Fried chicken and consoles.
Right. The console has a chicken warmer. Like, I'm not gonna, poo-poo it at all, but it is cool. But when it's the only thing to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, and it's from Cooler Master, and it's got a chicken warmer.
Right. Anyway,
who needs a heat sink? Let it heat up your chicken.
So yeah, we don't have an agenda tonight. We're just gonna hang out, have some fairly big beers. We're breaking out some big stuff tonight, and the show is pretty much yours. We're just gonna riff and see where the show and where chat takes us. This is a family-friendly.
If you say nothing, yes. Go ahead.
This is a family-friendly show in both language and content. However, do be aware we do drink alcohol on this show. And if you are drinking along with us, please let us know in the chat, and we will give some early show shout-outs as we go along. And if you want to take part in the super secret chat and the even more super secret after party, think about joining the Patreon or Float Plane. Links are both down in the video description. You'll get exclusive access to the Discord server, where you can chat with myself, John, Rhett, Steve, all of the hosts from Talking Heads, and join the ever-growing community over there. And I forgot to mention that all super chats are read on the air so long as they meet the family-friendly criteria. So,
yeah, baby,
let's get this thing started.
Yeah,
and I'm getting a lot of shout-outs about my suit.
Don't start mentioning questions to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. There's kind of there's a little bit of a story, I guess. Not too big, but it was very interesting. We talked a little bit behind the scenes.
Yeah, I did record when you
epic suit.
Yeah, I did record when you joined just because I wanted to hear that laugh again. So I had OBS recording when you joined. But no, I've actually had this suit for a year now. Like, I bought it in between Christmas and New Year's last year on a clearance sale somewhere. They had one suit and tie. It was a combo. It was $3 and it was my size. And I went, oh, that's going in my closet. And this is the first time I've worn it. So
no, now see what we need to do is, like, next year we need to go to like a winter beer festival, and you need to wear that the whole time.
Freaking totally. Like that. Yeah, I bought the suit expecting I'd be going to events around Christmas time, and something. Yeah. And there hasn't been an opportunity to wear it. So, but I tried it on at the store, and I went, hey, look, the coat fits. That'll work for me. And I put it in the closet, and this is the first time I pulled it out since then. But yeah, $3, and it wasn't even a Goodwill. It was literally a retail store. I don't even remember where, but it was $3.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that suit. No, Windows, I don't want to update. Remind me tomorrow.
Yes.
It's trying to like kill Adobe, and I'm like, no, save Adobe, save Adobe.
All right. Yeah. Wow, Jeff, that suit. The shirt. Amazing. Supcraft. That is a jacket. Yeah, like they just went on and on for the beginning of it. Let's see. We've got some early beer shout outs. I saw a couple come in. What is that suit? That suit, whoa. That suit Jeff is wearing, LOL. Let's see. I thought I saw some. Where's the beer at? I know Novella Hub gave a $10 donation. Thank you so much, Novella Hub, longtime friend of the channel. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Drinking Adroit Theory, Refuse, Hazy IPA.
Theory.
Adrio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why that word was just not clicking on the proper neurons.
You know,
Adrio.
well, it's actually they switched the O and the I to the proper spelling, so it's very odd. Yeah. You're like Adria, what? And then you gotta spell it in every spell checker. Yeah, that's it. That's basically what you have to say.
Yeah. Adrian. Yeah. Drinking an Adrio Theory Refuse Hazy IPA, 10%. Excellent.
Yeah, that's the G.I. Joe series, actually. Or the Cobra Commander, Cobra Kai, or not Cobra Kai, but Cobra G.I. Joe series.
Okay, nice.
Rev is drinking Moon Time from Morgan Territory, a wonderful hazy IPA.
A lot of hazies going out there today.
Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the thing that's going around town right about now.
Yep.
Hazies are making their way. Magic Rat has got a Space Dust IPA. I believe that's Elysian, so good job. Yep. Shane Johnson got a Mac and Jack. Solid, ready, good old Mac and Jack.
Patrick's drinking a Pog Juice with Sprite, and Mark's got a Mountain Dew and Seagram 7. I do like a good whiskey and dew.
Ooh.
So solid choice tonight. Michael got a Stoneyard Snickerdoodle Custard Cream Ale. That sounds pretty awesome. Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Tech Forge Australia is drinking a Plantation Dark Rum and Lemonade while playing Life is Feudal. Excellent.
Oh, we got Bunny drinking a Lagunitas Wilted Coffee Stout. Those things that's a big beer.
Yes.
I think it's like 11 or 12%.
Yeah, I think 11, yeah. No, those are good. I like those.
Yeah, and they're cheap too. They're only like $3.75 or something like that.
Yeah, for what they are, they're pretty up there. All right. Speaking of beers that are up there, we've got like at least 4 of them tonight. Right. Do you want to go first, or should I?
I can. I can. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me.
So, tell you what, I'll introduce one. I'll introduce my first one.
All right, you go to yours.
All right. So my first one is a Fort George, and it's not the bottle I've been saving for you. It's not. It's not the whiskey sour, but I saw it in the fridge today, and I went. Yeah.
You better, damn.
Right.
I think I know which one.
So this is the Pip
Oh
Poppy?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've wanted to open mine of that for like 2 times.
Yeah.
And both times kind of like, I'm pretty good, and didn't do it.
Yeah. So this is a rum barrel aged strong ale, which is kind of a unique thing. And it is they also aged it with pineapple, coconut, orange, and nutmeg. So like talk about like a holiday tropical strong ale. Oh, and this is 13%. So I couldn't think of a better thing for like Christmas / big beer. Like this was the winner when I opened the fridge today.
Yeah, it is like that is almost like the quintessential Christmas in Hawaii.
Yeah, exactly.
Type thing.
All right, so what do you got today?
So I have River North's number 2 Shadowman Imperial Stout. What is it? Enigmatic Imperial Stout. So this is vintage 2020, case bottle $1.99. It says I can age this up to a decade.
Excuse me for about 30 seconds. I will be right back.
I will go ahead and take over. This is a little bit bigger than Jeff's. It is 14.5%, but it is a little bit smaller. So it's only 375 milliliter. So but I get to open it in my brand new horn mug, which is a black horn mug. So I figured a black stout will do. Oh, you can't see this, but this is pouring just thick. I love clear glasses to see everything, but my God, this is just pouring beautifully. Oh, if anyone's seen my channel, I love doing these in slow-mo. Oh, that smells wonderful. That smells of chocolate and bourbon.
Chocolate and bourbon. Right. I am on board.
So I opened mine. I 14.5.
Ooh.
So about 1% higher than yours.
I didn't expect,
but a little bit smaller bottle.
Yeah. This is a full 16.9. It's a 1.9 ounce. So
I'm just under that.
I didn't expect you to be beating me in ABV. So
theoretically, yes, but you have volume.
I do.
So technically, we're probably about even. Really?
Oh my God.
I was so curious about that one.
So, you know how we always say coconut is one of the most difficult flavors to maintain in a beer? This is a pina colada. Yes. The first thing that hits your nose is pineapple and coconut. And that's all I get. Like, oh God, yes.
Yes.
A little bit darker than I expected. Although that's probably the rum
barrel age, so you know. Yeah.
This looks like a pina colada.
It looks like a lot of rum.
It looks like a lot of rum too. There's a lot of rum. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh man, mine is super chocolate and bourbon. That's all it is. It's just bourbon and chocolate. That's wonderful.
Awesome.
Whew, a lot of roasty at the back end. I am more curious about yours because I have a bottle of that.
Yeah, no, this is pineapple, coconut, and rum. That's all I smell. There's no strong ale in this, which is really surprising because usually that's the overriding thing in anything that's strong ale related. No, it's being overridden by the things it was aged with, which is pretty incredible.
Kind of like this. This is cool. I can just like slide my hand.
Just wow.
Yeah.
I have no complaints. None at all.
Now, okay. So, pineapple coconut. Do you taste it, or is it just aromatic?
No, I've got pineapple and coconut. That is the main flavor. This tastes like a pina colada. Like the coconut is coming all the way through in the flavor. It's front and it's back. Pineapple, coconut, orange, and nutmeg. If I had to say anything, I'm not getting any orange. If I had to say anything, but then again, the orange might come through just a little bit later. There's some spice to it.
Yeah, the orange might warm up.
I'm expecting the orange to come out in just a little bit. I'm getting some spice to it. And less on the nose, more on the tongue. Yeah, there's nutmeg in there. It's blending with the rum almost perfectly. You get the rum right at the back end of the flavor. So this tastes like a really strong cocktail. Like
that's always the best kind of beer. Yeah, I mean, like this is really good. I mean, this is strong. You don't taste the 14.5%. It's just chocolate and bourbon.
This tastes like a tropical 7.
Yeah. So I mean, oh God, like I could probably drink all of this and be like, it was 9%. Cool. You know, that's what it tastes like. It tastes like 9%.
So let's rate these.
Complaints
if we were Untappd rating these, because we all know you and Steve rate a lot more generously than I do. But let's rate these.
Steve would rate. Steve is more moderate than I am, and I think you are definitely harsher than Steve.
Yes.
So I'm the most generous, then Steve, then you. So Steve's in the middle between the two of us. Yeah. But this 4 or 5, easy 4 or 5.
I was going to say the same thing, 4.5.
Yeah.
I don't give those away.
This is a 4 or 5 all day.
Right.
No, I don't.
I've given 4.75.
I think I've given 2 away. Anything like 4 5s and 4.75, those are rare for me. 4s I give away probably a bit too much than I should. I will admit that. 4.25 is like, okay, this is really, really good. 4.5 is I'm impressed. And so it's essentially that for what it is, I'm extremely, extremely impressed.
Right.
And I enjoy it.
Yeah, and that's kind of where
4.25, I'll be.
That's kind of where I put the 4.5 is I had high expectations and they were met. And that's exactly what I got here. I read the description and I went rum barrel aged with pineapple and coconut. Like, sign me up. Like, that sounds great. And 13%, it's a Fort George. I know it's probably going to be pretty good, but I'm setting that bar high. And this is a 4.5. So I may even lean 4.75 because like if the orange pokes its head through midway through, I think this is a 4.75 because I've got every flavor that they said.
Just bumped up a little bit, yeah.
Right. But I need that orange to give it that little extra bit. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. Actually, it's funny. So Untappd just recently, I think it was last week or earlier this week. I think it was last weekend actually, released what they do. I think they started last year. Your year in beer, and they give you all of your yearly stats. And so you can go and look up all your stats and everything. And I haven't checked in a beer for 2 months. But I've taken pictures of all of my beers just because it's just like, oh, I have no time. Okay, click. Oh, I got stuff to do, whatever. And I'm still not cut up, and I was checking in beers for 2.5 hours.
That's like beer fest numbers.
I had people. I know it was. I had people on Untappd or Twitter being like, my Untappd's linked to my Twitter account for badges, and they're like, "Holy cow! Slow down, John. You're gonna die." Which is funny because Untappd used to do that. I was like, hey, you need to slow down, have some water or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I still have more to go. I don't think I checked in a beer from October to December. But I've taken pictures of all of them.
Right.
And if I don't remember it distinctly, I don't give it an actual rating. I just, okay, I know I've had this. Here's the picture. I uploaded it.
Right.
I at least get the check-in. But there have been a few of like, I remember this one.
Yeah.
But so I'm trying to get my I want to get my numbers up. I think I was already at like almost 500 beers for the year.
Yeah, I think the only beer I've ever given a 4.75 to, I think, was the Dragon's Milk Chai Reserve. I think when we had that one.
Was that was at the when we went to the Brewfest, right?
Yeah, that was at the 2017 Brewfest, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the only 4.75 I've ever given. Because that was amazing.
I know you can go and pay for a membership on Untappd. It's like $10 for the year, which I probably should. And they'll give you a lot more statistics of your ratings and your history and let you do all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Probably should go and do that.
I think next year I really need to get back into Untappd because I was in it for a couple of years and then I don't think I checked in a single beer this year. Like I just haven't done it. But I think that's another avenue that, number one, for followers, I need to be checking in beers so they know what I've drank and what I liked and what I didn't.
Hey, I had this.
Right.
Well, and it's also could be like a sneak preview because, like, if you're in the middle of a video, you could check that in with the picture of you shooting a product, and everyone's gonna be like, "What is he doing?"
Right.
If they followed you on Untappd.
Mm-hmm.
So that is an interesting area. I mean, it's not like you get revenue from all the followers have on Untappd.
Right, but it's more engagement.
Thing. But
and engagement is everything.
Yes.
So, let's see. Someone higher up, I wanted to give them a nod. I think it was Paul. He said his homebrew lager was a 12. Yeah, Paul, here we go. My homebrew Munich lager is about 12%. That's impressive for a lager.
Distill that thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
You obviously had to freeze distill that.
That's my guess. Is there some freeze distillation going on there? Because 12% for a lager, like the best of yeast kicks out at like 6.5.
Yeah, for a lager yeast, I personally do not know a lager yeast to go 12%. Right. Maybe there's some new strains, or you're doing something special.
Yeah, I know you can do, certain meads and champagne yeast and stuff like that, and you can get the percentage, fairly up there, 15, 17%, but 12% for a lager? I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, and it's all, and the lager is a fermentation process where it's a low temperature, which, again, most yeast don't do it, so you have to get that specific yeast. So like a champagne yeast wouldn't do that. You can make a lager beer as far as the malt build and the hop, but it wouldn't technically be a lager because the yeast strain would ferment at a higher temperature. That's why they can make like an IPA lager. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lager, but it's been dry hopped and it's fermented at a low temperature.
Right.
So it's I don't know. There's some of those I don't really.
Paul says
you're cheating.
Paul says it's a secret recipe and method. So
yeah, freezing.
I'm calling freeze distilling.
Yeah, I'm going to freeze distilling here. Yeah. I did a 20% Budweiser, so there you go.
That's true. You totally did. Yeah. All right.
Actually, I had someone comment on that video like a couple days ago, asking me for instructions because they wanted to do that for their personal Christmas. And I told them, don't do Budweiser. Do something better.
Yeah.
Please don't do Budweiser.
Yeah. And if you do, don't tell me about it.
Mm-hmm. Don't tell your friends you learned it from me. Be like, oh, I saw it from this other channel. Bite my bits.
Yep.
Although I should do that. I should do like a Bud Light Orange 20%. Oh, January 1st.
There you go. I'd call that a video.
I'll send him a.
There you go.
Because I can bottle it too.
You could.
And I could send it to him and be like, here is a bottle of 20%.
Here's what Bud Light Orange should be.
And then he could just. Should taste like.
That would be amazing.
And then I can hop it.
Oh, yes.
Like it's Bud Light Orange IPA, Imperial Bud Light Orange
IPA.
Yeah,
I am
with
down
like
with this idea.
and Citra.
Yeah, you got to get Mosaic, Citra, and maybe Amarillo.
Yeah, Amarillo would add a little earthy note to it.
Yeah, get that Kansas flair in there.
Yeah, and so you got the orange already in there. We're adding pineapple, some citrus rind with the Citra, a little dirtiness, so it really gives it that IPA flavor instead of one of those fake IPAs. And we bump up the ABV.
Yeah. Boy, all the Aussies
is like, do it.
Boy, all the Aussies are out today. We got Cold Drip Gaming and Tech Forge in here. So, how's it going, guys?
All right. What time is it over there?
Big Spoon, Bud Light Orange 20%. Do it.
I might just do that. That would be a fun video.
Oh, and Paul, the 12% lager is in Melbourne. Yeah, we got a lot of Aussies in here today. Welcome, everyone. That's right. It's already Christmas Eve over there, so everyone's off work.
Oh yeah,
Thursday's a holiday,
like,
so
drink.
That's why all the Aussies are out tonight. I get it.
You guys drinking some Foster's finally?
Finally found out what Australian for beer meant.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
What do we want to talk about tonight? That's the big question.
Because if you guys did, well, honestly, we all know. If no one says anything,
we know where the conversation goes.
Talk about.
Right.
Yes. because it kind of already started in the chat in the Discord.
Did it? Oh yeah.
There was a little bit going.
Yep. Monty said he was worried about my wife going aggro. No, what happened was there was so my daughter's 3 years old, my youngest, and the other night someone lit off a couple of mortars back to back outside the house, celebrating Christmas or whatever. Who the heck lights off freaking mortars on December 20th? Like, seriously. Especially at like 10 p.m. And like,
the solstice, baby.
Solstice. Yeah. But like 10 o'clock at night, all of a sudden, outside our house. And she woke up and she was terrified. She hates loud noises. And so that was a couple hours to like, talk her off the ledge and snuggle in, and you can sleep with Dad for a while, and then we'll take you back to bed and all that jazz. Well, right after the show started, there's been a guy who's been working on a Subaru WRX lately, and so he's taken the exhaust off, and he's been doing bombing runs up and down our street at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And so he'll floor it, and as soon as he lets out, it's just backfiring like crazy. It's like pop, 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 and it sounds like gunshots when it's happening.
Yeah.
And,
it probably doesn't even have a muffler on that thing.
No, he literally is just going straight headers. So there's no pipe below it. Like, I know that noise. I know what a WRX sounds like, and I know what a WRX backfiring sounds like, and I can put 2 and 2 together. And I've seen him drive by once, but yeah, he's been doing bombing runs a lot of evenings, and anyway, that happened. Daughter was terrified, and no, I don't want Mom, I want Dad right now. So that's why I had to excuse myself, go out, and it's okay. It was just a car, and it's gone now. You can go to sleep. It's okay.
Just all, I don't need these rusty nails anymore. I gotta throw them in the street. Oh, my bad. Oh, who would have thought?
Oh, and he's in the ditch.
Oh, man. My bad. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Thought these are biodegradable nails.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how he's adjusting his timing, is how many times does it backfire after 6,000 RPM. So, dial it back 2 G's.
Yeah, what you need to do is just take all your glass beer balls and go to the curb and just go on the side of the road, just like lay them out there. Oh, sorry. Just trying to get rid of these glasses.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what the please excuse me for a couple of seconds was about. So
I think we'll be fine. My son, for the past 3, maybe 4 nights, for some reason started nightmares of some kind.
Yeah.
And waking up on the clock like 10:30 to 10:45. Dad, are you okay? Yes, I'm right here. Well, I need to pee, but pick me up. It's like, okay, I'll take you.
So this morning, little bit, my youngest, woke up at 5:20, and which is very early for her, and she was very tired last night, so she went to bed at like 7 instead of like 8 or 8:30 like she normally does. And so this morning she woke up at 5:30, and she was like ready to go, like open the door and I awake, and walked in the room. Yeah. And I'm like completely out of it, and my wife is out of it, but not quite as out of it as I was. And it's the I awake. Can I watch TV, please? I'm very hungry. And it's like, go have your cereal. You can go sit down on the couch. And so she walked out, and then she came back in like a minute later. No, I need you to help me get my cereal. And she goes, okay, I'll be out there in a second. And I woke up and I looked at the clock and I went, are you really going to let her get up at 5:30? And she goes, oh crap, I didn't even realize. So she had to get up and take her back to bed at that point.
Yeah, well, the problem is like then she's already awake for so long, it's almost impossible to get her to go back to sleep.
Mm-hmm. So what happened is she came and snuggled in our bed and then kicked me for the next 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yep. That literally happened. I think it was like Monday or Sunday night, or morning, I should say. Same thing. It was Sunday morning. Yeah, my son woke up like 6:20.
Yeah.
And usually he doesn't wake up till like 7:30 or something. I was like, okay, hang on. How about you come, we'll go to bed. And, I'll tuck you in. No. You want to sleep with my bed? Yeah. And so we ended up buying 2 like twin mattresses, but they're separate. So they're the adjustable kind.
Oh, yeah.
And I like mine a little bit softer. She's like hers firmer.
Yeah.
So he took over, but he's one of those like body spreaders and kicks a lot. And so I'm literally in the crack, and I'm like sinking in and trying to fall asleep, and he sleeps for 45 minutes, and I'm just like constantly waking up because he's turning and tossing. And he's like, Dad, is it morning? Every 15, 20 minutes after it, Dad, is it morning yet? Can I go play video games? No, we need 20 more minutes.
Yep.
Okay, bummer.
Let's see. Mac Not Apple says, "Hi Jeff, love your content. I'm looking forward to sending you some local beers from my place. I live in Sicily, Italy. I have a PC question for you. Would you like to answer?
No. Yeah, the beers go to Woodburn, Oregon.
If he sends doubles, I'll make sure you get something. You're not getting everything, but I'll make sure you get something. Anyway, Mac Not Apple.
Well, you know what? Okay, you. Okay, go.
I'd be happy to take some beers from you. And what's your question? I'd be happy to answer that. While we're waiting on that, Matthews chimes in and says, that's an amazing suit jacket. Thank you. Triangle Guy says, YouTube recommended me your stream in a notification. That's awesome. We are officially old.
You didn't recommend mine?
Yes. No, I think only Bite My Bits viewers get recommended yours.
Yeah, I don't care. All he does is sit there and post garage videos and burnout videos of him going to other people's YouTube channels.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to burn out my Mustang.
Let me go do a crappy burnout in my Mustang in front of a more successful car YouTuber.
I know. Did he even do like a full circle? Like
he did a full circle, but there was no smoke. It was all tail whip. Yeah. It was pretty weak. It was pretty weak as far as burnouts go.
So, yeah. Whatever. I mean, good for him for having, a Mustang.
Yeah.
I guess. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Well, people were already commenting that they're surprised he didn't wipe out any crowds on his way there. Just Mustang things. Hashtag. Plowed it through the garage door or something. I'm surprised he knew how to turn off the traction control, honestly.
Wait, Mustangs have traction control?
On the automatics, yeah.
Wait, they have?
Sounds pretty good for a Turbo 4,
I thought
doesn't
they only had automatic. I'm pretty sure he put one of those like wish.com like spinners on your exhaust to make it sound like it has a turbo.
Put playing cards in the spokes.
Oh, we should totally get one of those. Yeah.
Oh no, get him one of the fake turbo kits.
Get one of those like little, the little fake turbo kits that you put like on the muffler, and then it's got like a fan exhaust to make it sound like you have a turbocharge.
Yep. Let's see. Matthew asks, is it still worth running 2 GPUs? No. Absolutely not. I don't care
not
what
in today's
GPU.
Modern...
I don't care what GPU you have today. The answer is no. Period. The answer is no. It's an unsupported technology.
What if you already had? What if you already had it though?
It doesn't matter.
Well, okay.
Here's the deal. Okay. Let's say, John, you have a GTX 960, which is SLI capable. Okay. Let's say you have a 3-generation old card, mid-tier card, and it's SLI capable. Let's go 970. Let's say 970.
Yeah.
Okay.
970 is a nice card.
You can spend $120 to $120 on another 970 to get it for SLI. The problem is SLI as a technology is not supported outside of 2 or 3 or 4 games that you would play. It's not supported in esports titles. It's not supported in most AAA games. It's only supported in a couple niche benchmarking titles. So you'd get better frame rate in Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You would get it in Crysis Remaster. That's about it. And you'd spend $120 to get better frame rates there, but you'd also increase latency and screen tearing because of what SLI does to the driver setup and the output, because it's alternating frames or it's rendering half a frame.
But theoretically, but
the way SLI works.
Never mind. SLI. Well, SLI doesn't also work for editing and photos and stuff like that.
Has no bearing on video production, photo editing, anything like that. You can't share memory across GPUs. You can't. Yeah. So yes, if all you play is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, spend $120, get another GTX 970. If you do anything else, the answer is no. The answer is no, it is not supported. No, it is not worth it. No, or yes, you will have a worse experience.
I do like me some Tomb Raider, though.
Tomb Raider's pretty good. Even if you have extra PCI slots, yes, even if you have the extra PCI slots, it doesn't matter. Multi-GPU configurations are not supported outside of benchmarking and a couple very specific titles. And even then, it's for EPEAN only. It's not for real-world performance. And if you're looking to if you're looking to up your gaming performance on a budget, then you're not looking for EPEAN of running, 2 GPUs. You're looking for better performance and bang for the buck, and it's not worth it.
Well, yeah, because if you're saying it's $190 per card, you're talking, almost a little over $300, and you can go and buy, well, if you can find it, some of the latest cards there, which are fantastic single cards.
Let's keep it, GTX 970. Let's say $120 for a GTX 970.
GTX 970 can do a lot of good, great.
You could spend.
You go 1080p, 30 frames per second.
Right. You could spend another $120, and let's say you had a GTX 970 and you wanted to spend $120 and get another GTX 970. I would recommend you find a GTX 1070 for $160, because that will net a return on everything you do. And draw less power. And run cooler. And everything else that goes along with having a newer, more advanced card. So the rule of thumb for the last 5 or 6 years has been, don't go dual video card unless you're nuts. Go with the best single card that you can afford. The rule of thumb today is ignore the fact that you can possibly run dual GPUs, because you will be disappointed with it. There we go. Let's see. 2 GPUs for Plex. I'm actually not sure if... I think Plex can take advantage of multiple GPUs if you have enough streams that you need to encode. But even something like a GTX 1060 with the NVENC unlock means you're going to encode 12, 14 streams pretty easily at 1080p, maybe 6 at 4K. If you're exceeding that... I'm not sure where you go from there.
Well, who is it? But yeah, well, speaking of bite my bets, but he just did a video recently of what was it, the new Nook or something like that, and he had like 12 or 13 streams going off of that without even just off of the processor.
Right. Yeah, that was using Intel QuickSync. So Intel QuickSync is definitely a thing for Plex. Yeah. NVIDIA NVENC is the only other supported technology. AMD encoding is not supported, although we're hoping very soon that with the release of the new GPUs, both of which support AV1 encoding, that AV1 encoding will be integrated into Plex. And now you can use an AMD GPU or an NVIDIA GPU. So maybe. We'll see. I hope. It should be integrated soon. 1070s are overpriced these days. Right, but let it come down a little bit and then upgrade. Everything's overpriced these days. Everything but storage is overpriced these days.
SSD, well, I guess certain SSDs gone down. So if you're not major big storage,
NAND flash is at an almost all-time low as far as cost per gigabyte. Everything else is through the roof. RAM is not nearly as bad as it was, but it's still back on the uptick instead of the downtick like it was. CPUs, you can't even find them. GPUs, can't even find them. Motherboards even are becoming a little bit scarce. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
February, March, you'll probably see them back.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got here.
Right now, everyone's been buying everything up. So
right.
I've been listening for a while. That's good. Oh, that's Skull.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, Skull's been listening for a little while.
Well, he's on the road right now, so he's listening via cell phone streaming. So thank you, Skull. He's not he's not moderating tonight, but he is listening. So shout out to Skull and shout out to Rev for pulling double duty tonight. Because I haven't seen ID Prom yet. I don't know if he's modding tonight or not. 2 GPUs would be useful if you use 3 monitors with 4K on one and using an index on the other GPU. For multiple displays, maybe, but most GPUs ahead of the GTX 960, 970 are capable of at least 2 4K outputs or 4 1440p outputs. So how many multiple displays are you talking about? Because a single GPU in 2D mode and even light 3D mode can handle 4 1440p screens or 2 4K screens. The newer cards can handle 3 or 4 4K screens. And that's even just
at the same time, if you're buying
context.
4K... Yeah, but at the same time, if you're buying 4K screens, why do you have those graphics cards and multiple cards? Go upgrade your system other places. You're spending your money unwisely.
Mm-hmm.
If you're like, oh, I need 2 GTX 980s and then 1 4K screen and two 1080s, right. You need to budget your value a little bit differently.
Quite honestly, the way to go today, the industry has been leaning towards higher frame rate, not higher resolution. 1440p is kind of still the penultimate. Their 4K screens are not being highly adopted. People are preferring, and I think 60 FPS is almost starting to die as the standard. And I'm talking bleeding to cutting edge, because, I mean, to be honest, I've been gaming at 1440p since 2010. I spent $1,000 on a 1440p IPS panel, and I never looked back. But it was a struggle for the first couple of years to get that resolution. Now 1440p can be achieved by just about anything at high to ultra settings at 60 FPS. And 60 FPS is starting to be the low end of what you would expect a graphics card to output as far as the 1% lows. I don't think 4K is going to be highly adopted anytime soon. I think the market is more shifting towards 1080p, 160 hertz, 1440p, 144. That's what I'm seeing a lot of the monitors being produced at. That's what I'm seeing a lot of gamers aiming for because they don't think 60 FPS is enough anymore. And I tend to agree with them. I mean, I recently made the switch I recently made the switch from a 60 hertz to a 144 as a daily gaming machine, and it's night and day. And it's hard to go back to a 60 hertz. Now, I still do it, readily. My 4K screen over there is a 60 hertz, and I still love it. I still play 50% of my games over there. But I also miss the 144 that I have over here. So, anyway, John, you were saying something?
Well, yeah, I was saying that at 22-inch screen or 24-inch screen, a 4K resolution isn't really going to give you that much. It really comes down to the frame rate that you're going to be doing. I mean, at the same time, your eye cannot really tell the difference at that size between 1080p, 2K, 4K, whatever, no matter what the frame rate is. But your eye will definitely tell you a difference in the frame rate of the hertz.
Right.
Of, okay, this is 60, 120, whatever. You'll definitely notice that. So that is, again, what you were saying of the industry is kind of leaning toward more of the higher frame rate, but at 1080p. because you can still get a really good looking picture at 22, 24-inch monitor, but a higher frame rate.
Right. Remember, DPI on monitors hasn't changed a whole lot in the last 10 years, outside of, like I said, the bleeding edge when you talk about the 27-inch 4K monitors and the 32-inch 8K monitors or 6K monitors and things like that. If you look at the 21.5-inch 1080p panel, that's the DPI that we've been at for 10 years. Just period. If you look at a 27-inch 1440p, guess what? It's the exact same DPI. If you look at a 34-inch 1440p ultra-wide, guess what? It's the exact same DPI. It's 167 DPI. That's where we've been. Now, the quality of those panels has been constantly improving, but we're not improving the DPI at all. And so needing to game at 4K means getting a bigger monitor, which means my DPI hasn't changed, which means my effective resolution has not changed at all. Now, like I said, I've been at 1440p on a 27-inch for the last 10 years. And the biggest change for me was changing from 60 hertz to 144 hertz. I have a 4K 43-inch monitor. I've had other monitors that are, within that scope. I've had a 34-inch ultra-wide, 100 hertz. And still, I go to the 27-inch 1440p 144 hertz as this is my gold standard as far as what I've personally played on. There's another monitor that I should be getting in pretty soon. It's a 25-inch 1080p, so it's a little bit lower DPI than the 21.5 and a little bit lower than the 27-inch 1440, but it's 280 hertz. And I am looking forward to trying that because it's double what I currently have.
Yeah.
So
that'd be interesting. Yeah.
And at 1080p, is the frame rate going to matter more, or is the beauty and the crispness going to matter more? I'll tell you, playing Cyberpunk with RTX, it's the first game that I think RTX actually matters because it looks freaking amazing with it and kind of without it. But I've also tweaked the settings to make sure that I get, 75 plus frames per second out of it at a very minimum when I'm playing on my 27-inch 1440p. So I think frame rate is going to be the thing that people need to gravitate to more. I think that it is where the industry is pushing. I think that's where gamers themselves are pushing. And I think that's where you're going to get better.
We're also seeing a drop in
the
the price of those monitors. Yeah, I think we're seeing a drop in price in those monitors, and I think that is because of more competitive companies are going toward that. Mm-hmm. And now a couple of years ago, 5 years ago, those 120 hertz monitors, true 120 hertz monitors, were like $500 to $1,000. Now they're down. They are down to like $250 to $190. Sometimes you can.
I reviewed a Pixio 24-inch 1080p monitor, 144 hertz, $170, and it's an IPS panel, and it's
I was gonna say beautiful. Like 200 to sometimes 199 to 275. Yeah,
I gave it to my wife, and she goes, "This is freaking amazing." And she was coming from a 21-inch 1080p 60 hertz.
Well, that's it. Most people don't know the difference. They sit there and think resolution is the better option. And it's like, okay, hang on. What screen size do you have? What are you doing it for? And honestly, too, the hertz-wise, it's like I was talking to a guy at work, and he has astigmatism, and he had a 120 hertz monitor, but he had it set to 55 frames per second. And it was like, this is why your eyes hurt. Right. And he was like, yeah, it's just constantly hurts. It's like, yeah, you're going there, and it's just like you're squinting and being like, things are flickering. Your eyes don't detect it, but it builds pressure on your eyes. And I bumped it up to 120. He messaged me 2 days later, like, oh my God, it's fantastic. And so but again, too, because the market has shifted toward that, and it has kind of gone to that, because when the 4K industry came out, it was big, and let's go with the highest resolution. But no one was paying attention to the hertz,
right?
Especially like even when you buy just your standard TV, that's a reason why you go on these Black Friday sales, end of year, Cyber Mondays. It's this 65-inch 4K TV, at 60 hertz, 25, 30 hertz.
Right, at 60 hertz, and it has one input that does that, and it's a terribly designed panel. Versus the screen I have right now. The screen I have right now, it's a 75-inch Vizio. It's a 4K it's a 4K 60 hertz, and it also does pixel perfect 1080p 120 hertz. And it's not the emulated, smooth motion, fake like interpolated kind of stuff. It is true pixel perfect 1080p 120 hertz. Right. And it's freaking amazing at 1080p. I have another screen in my office, which is an LG TV. It's a 43-inch 4K IPS TV, which is kind of rare. And it does 1080p 4K as well, or 1080p 120 as well. And let me tell you, it is beautiful at that resolution. It is absolutely gorgeous at 1080p.
Oh, yeah. No, well, the other thing, too, is everyone's going to 4K, and they're like, okay, what are you majority watching? TV. Well, TV is not broadcasted in 4K. It's 1080i. 90% of TV is broadcasted in 1080i. Okay, well, what do you watch? I watch movies. What do you rent? Oh, DVD. Well, DVD. I go
DVD's
to Redbox and get that good old DVD.
Right.
Is it 40? DVD's 40p?
DVD's 480p, sometimes 480i.
Yeah,
that's it.
So it's like
480p.
Right. So there you go. Because what is Redbox?
Everyone goes, "Oh my God, ESPN looks amazing in 4K." Do you realize they broadcast at 860p? Right. They're upsampling to 4K.
I know it's. So it's just it's not what it actually is. Mm-hmm. And people are buying these TVs and trying to spend all this money. Okay, hang on. Know what you're buying. And, okay, well, if you are just looking for high scale and you don't care about that stuff, okay, yeah, go buy the crappy TV. If you're just wanting you have a big living room and you just need to see it from the other end. Okay, yeah, go buy the big TV. Who cares?
Right.
But if you're truly looking for that cinematic experience.
Then you're talking
you
24
want to see
FPS.
the graphics.
It's got to be cinematic. As James Cameron imagined.
Don't even talk. Don't. Yeah, James Cameron.
What they broadcasted 860p? Yeah, industry secret. It's like 860p, and the 1080p you were getting, the 1080p feed you were getting was like 540. Like,
yeah,
they're doubling.
No. Yeah, if you didn't know that, you're a sucker. So. But yeah, monitors and TVs in general, don't believe everything you see. But as far as actually gaming monitors, though, modern ones, the prices have gone down so much that the budget ones, you used to think that they were like the Wish.com spiels and too good to be true. Technically, right now, they actually are that good.
Right.
Just do a little bit of research because there's still a few of them out there that are not what they're claiming to be.
Sorry,
but
576.
There are a handful of them that are true.
1080p is broadcast at 576p on ESPN. As is most most like broadcast content. It's not 1080p. It's 576p.
No, they upscale to 1080i. They upscale to 1080i.
Right. And it's pretty it's the difference is they use pretty good cameras, really good color science. Like there's a lot that fools your eye, and it's not resolution. Resolution is not the be all end all. A Canon Rebel, the original Canon Rebel, 6.3 megapixel, still shoots beautiful pictures as long as you're within its range, as long as you're within that 100 to 400 ISO. Now it's only 6.3 megapixel. Like my phone is like a freaking 18 megapixel. But the difference is...
Oh, yeah, they have the 108 megapixels now.
Right.
Yeah.
But the difference is good lens, good sensor equals good image, regardless of resolution.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, I keep interrupting you.
Say, like, okay. I don't know if it's the delay. I hear a delay on my end.
It's a delay. Yeah.
But it is like when I was doing my earlier videos, because I had a Canon, I would do 1080p, and I was like, this looks horrible. But it was because I had an older camera, a horrible lens, I had horrible glassware, and yeah, Canons are meant, DSLRs are meant more for pictures and not video. Well, okay, yeah, whatever. You're not shooting on it. I don't see you shooting on it.
No, I bought it for stills because it's still amazing for stills.
But that's what I say. It's meant for photography, not video.
Right.
And so the sensors and the I will say though, Canon glassware is so cheap.
Yeah.
Versus now I'm Sony, but for some reason my connection is crap. That's why I look horribly pixelated right now.
So I'll give you an anecdotal story. So in the early 2000s, I worked at a camera shop and I sold cameras. So this was right at the turn of the digital revolution when DSLRs were finally starting to creep in on film.
Okay.
Not fully replace, but get in the conversation, and maybe 1 in 4 shot on digital. Like, that should paint you the proper picture of what time this was. In the shop behind me, we had light boxes that had 2.5 by 4 foot portraits of, or macro shots, or like prints of beautiful pictures. And they were all taken by the shop manager on his 4 megapixel point and shoot camera. And they were blown up to 4 feet tall. And every single person that walked in the door, and they were looking like an 8 megapixel versus a 10 megapixel camera, would go, well, I want something that can shoot that. And I said, that's a 3.2 megapixel image, sir. Because it's not the resolution that makes the picture. It's the quality of the glass, it's the sharpness of the image, it's the composition itself, it's the color science behind it. There is so much more to a picture and to imagery and to video than just the resolution. And I'll extend that to video gaming as well. There is so much more to video games than just, we're in 4K now. Do you realize Halo was at like 560p, upscaled to 1080 on the Xbox 360 because they needed to do 1080p. But there's so much more than just resolution. There's texture resolution. Let's start there. Let's start at texture resolution on video games. And yeah, it's ridiculous. But long story short, yeah, the 4 foot images that were behind me in light boxes that people would walk in and go, I want a camera that can shoot like that. It's a 3.2 megapixel image shot on a Kodak prototype digital back for a Nikon, F8. That's what those were shot on.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. It really is. Well, the thing is that he probably knew a little bit or enough. They're like, okay, look, I dull this lighting. Here's my ISO settings. Here is my white balance. And here's how I do everything. And this is a perfect shot for this. Okay, boom. And I'm going to get, if I blow this up, it's the pixels and everything will still be smooth and easy to see. Because, obviously, if you blow something up, lighting and everything all matters, like you were saying. That he probably at least had the science behind.
Don't get me started on lighting. I got a whole nother rant about lighting.
Lighting.
Are you gonna keep going? Because I'm gonna hit rant alert.
Lighting, and well, I mean, as long as you don't talk about my videos. But
so yeah, let's get into lighting for a second. Because lighting is one of the last things that most people think about for photo or video, and it's probably the most important. What is your camera doing?
It's the most important.
What is your camera doing? It's converting visible light into digital imagery. That's what a camera does. Without light, the image doesn't exist. So that's the short explanation. The long explanation
lighting yeah. Go ahead,
is that it's vastly more important than anyone ever gives it right to be. So for Christmas, I was so excited. So I asked for a couple of things for Christmas. Excuse me.
Bless you. Double that.
Okay, there it is. One of the things that I got was this nifty little key light for my camera that all of a sudden just brightens my face just a little bit. But it's also fully color controllable and RGB because it's a camera. Or because it's a light and I had to have RGB. But this thing was on for already like 6 hours today. It's on a lithium battery. And by the way, this is 8% brightness. That's my new light.
Oh, geez.
And I could not be more happy with my new light. Now, my old lights, there's nothing wrong with them, but it's always nice to have another light in your tool bag. But yeah, everyone always gets into doing YouTube, and they'll spend $2,000 on a camera body and $1,000 on glass and everything else. And then they'll go and spend $60 on lighting or just use ambient in their room. It's like, you just wasted $3,000 because you didn't bother spending $400 or $500 on some decent lighting.
Although, okay, hang on. I will state this though. Lighting, I agree. I think lighting 80% of your video quality is lighting.
Yes.
But understanding how lighting works is really tricky.
Yes.
If you know nothing about it, even watching videos on YouTube is still trial and error. You know, you could probably get a degree in video lighting.
So there are things in videography. There are complete careers in videography, set design, etc. So the grip operator, the sound guy, the boom operator. There's a guy who went to college to hold a boom microphone above his head for 8 hours a day and put it in the right position. Like that's a career.
He knows how far.
Right.
Yeah.
He knows how far it needs to be. He knows what the angle needs to be. He knows what microphone to use. He knows the impedance. He knows everything that needs to go into that. And the same thing goes with lighting. If you've ever talked to a lighting guy, like, I appreciate good lighting. I'm decent at lighting. I can set up a 3-point system, no problem. But if you've ever talked to a lighting guy, or girl, as you know, case may be, whatever.
Would you call her a lighter?
Right, a lighter.
A lighter?
Whoever your lighting engineer is, they are hardcore about it, and they will get you whatever you need as far as lighting for the scene, mood, color, everything.
Diffusers everywhere.
Right. It's amazing what some of these professions, especially when you get into film crews, are. Like I said, the guy holding the boom mic has a college degree in holding a boom mic. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as people think it is.
No, No, so watching
Jeff's still nerding about cinematography, I see. It's one of my things.
Yeah, well, Jeff does. But at the same, but I think the both of us kind of, because I strive to always, as small as I am, to get the best pictures possible. Same as, even as big as you are, you strive as that. And like you're saying, you have a very expensive camera, and this kind of comes full circle. We're all talking about camera lenses and everything.
Right.
You have a very expensive camera, very expensive glassware. I have a very respectable. This is what a decent YouTuber uses.
Yeah.
But I have a cheap lighting. I have that typical $120 3-point light setup.
Right.
But I'm constantly adjusting it just because of my personal setup and adjusting it. And even in your room, I'm betting you have to adjust every now and then your lighting setup.
Constantly adjusting lighting.
It is a struggle, and we don't have a crew and type of thing. But lighting really sets the depth, the quality of the video. We can shoot in 4K, and you can be able to we can overexpose this and zoom in here and out and upload to YouTube at 4K 60 frames per second.
Right.
But if the shadows, the contrast don't look good and rich, the video doesn't look very professional.
I'll tell you the same thing.
And then
I'll tell you the same thing that most people tell when they're trying to describe what a bass player does for a band. You never know when it's right.
Just because you are one.
Just because I am one. You never know when it's right. You never know why it sounds so good. But you can always notice when it's wrong. And I put the same thing to lighting. Like, am I wrong? Are you laughing at Novella Hub?
No, you're not.
Yeah. So Novella Hub says John is only 179,000 away from craft computing. Woo! By the way, John, I never officially said this. Seriously, congratulations on 1,000. Like, seriously.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, 1,000 people watch me drink beer.
Right. 1,000 people subscribe to watch you drink beer weekly.
Subscribe to yes, right. Exactly. I know. Only 10 of them are me.
I've got 7.
So it's technically it's technically 1,020 now. So.
Oh.
So. But,
Mr. Johns chimes in. Jeff is a bass player. That explains the suit.
Oh, well, technically, so Jeff and I were a rhythm section for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually how Jeff and I met. We were a rhythm section, and I was going to sit there and say that your comment. I was gonna make a joke. Yeah, they don't know that, but they really don't know it till the drums kick out.
Right.
And they're like, oh, something's really missing.
Right. Well, we notice when the drums don't come in.
Yes.
But never when you're like grooving. Right. Yeah, no one ever notices and I'll extend it to the entire rhythm section. I'll even include like keyboards in this. No one knows when the rhythm section is just in a groove. Because it happens and it's subconscious and it's amazing when it happens. And I will say one of the reasons John and I became friends was we groove.
We grooved. It was so easy for us to groove. It really was. It was either of us were like in a mood and we're like, I'm feeling this, and the other one was like, I know where you're going with
I know what you're putting down, and I'm already there.
On board.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm already there, and it was great. But yeah, no, if you ever see a lead guitar player, a singer, even rhythm guitar player, and it almost seems too easy for them, that's because the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I myself am empty. Is the rhythm section has been doing their job, the backup area.
Right. Like I said,
and they've done their job.
You don't know when they're doing it right, but you definitely notice when they're doing it wrong. And as it extends to lighting, you can't say, oh my God, that lighting is amazing. But you can say, wow, that's a really harsh shadow. Holy crap, he's overblown. You never can say, that's amazing lighting. He lit that scene perfectly. It's always something negative. And I say the same thing about rhythm section.
Yeah.
Oh, the bass is a little low here. Oh, the drums are slightly out of rhythm. Wow, that's not syncopation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally get what you're saying.
Anyway, it is 11 past the hour. I am ready for another beer.
All right, you got yours ready?
I do.
Now
it's a wax top. It's a wax top. So.
Well, mine was a wax. Wait, do you want me to watch it? Is that what you're trying to?
No. If you've got a couple of seconds to spare, I'm opening my wax top. That's what I'm saying.
All right, yeah. I need to go grab mine out of the fridge.
Ooh, excuse me. So, by the way, I am opening this wax top with my brand new Be Quiet knife. May all your unboxings be bright. So, thank you, Be Quiet, for this brand new knife, which is going to live on my desk, because that is freaking amazing. Anyway, my second beer, John may be jealous of, because I don't think he has one of these. This is a Crux Banished series from 2020, all worked up, barrel-aged wheat wine. This is
you got the Crux.
I got the Crux. This is a 12.5% barrel-aged wheat wine or barley wine, however you would like to classify it.
No, it's a complete wheat wine and barley wines are different.
They're different.
I will state that
they're
wheat
both
wines and barley wines are different.
wines.
They're growth. Yes. They are both grain wines. A wheat wine.
A wheat wine is different from a barley wine because it's wheat versus
wine.
barley, but it's the same process to wine them.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yes, it is. So you can't say it's wheat wine or barley wine, whatever you like to say it. No, it is not.
Okay, you're right there. But if you're familiar with barley wine, you understand what a wheat wine is.
If you're for yes. If you're for, they're very. It would be like cousins.
Yes.
But because you say that, I have brought the barley wine.
You got an actual barley wine. Ooh.
I have an actual
I know that
wine.
one. I know that label.
So it is Arctic Devil barley wine.
Holy crap! This is double wax sealed.
Oh my gosh!
They put
a lot of thick.
They capped the wax and then they capped it again. So I just cut through the first layer. I've never seen that before.
Good thing mine is not. Skull is drinking a 3 Floyd's Zombie Dust. I love that.
Oh, he must have arrived at the in-laws. Congratulations on no longer driving.
Oh, yes. Oh, caramel looking in color. Thick. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful looking.
I haven't even popped the top, and I'm already a fan of this one. The work that it took to open this bottle
makes it worth it. Andrew is drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper, and it is a second. Cheers, Andrew.
The Be Quiet Switchblade, when you really want someone to shut up. Exactly. So, John, you didn't see my...
I have a Midnight Sun...
John, you didn't see my new knife.
Oh, I didn't. Ooh,
so, Be Quiet sent this over to me. I got this earlier today. May all your unboxings be bright.
I mean, I kind of want to go back to the Klingon knife, though. So
yeah, yes,
that is a really really cool piece of swag.
Right,
it is a cool knife. I mean, you give out some cool swag with the bottle openers, so it's very unique. So a knife is right up there.
Right. No, I've gotten some cool things over the years. I've got I have an Alpha Cool watch, which is freaking amazing. In fact, I still wear it from time to time. I should have worn it tonight because it would have gone perfectly with the suit. Anyway, all worked up, barrel aged wheat wine ale, 12.5%. Bottled on 1/31/2020.
So I have it is Midnight Sun Brewing Company, Arctic Devils Barley Wine Ale, 13.2.
You son of a...
both of mine higher than yours, but
it
is only a 12-ounce, but it is a 12-ounce bottle versus your 375 milliliter.
Right,
so
my 16.9.
So we're technically about the same.
We're on even ground as far as I'm concerned.
We're on even grounds here. Yeah.
Yeah. Klingon knife wasn't designed to be used with earth cardboard. That's right. It should be cutting through the flesh of my enemies. Boy.
Now, see, mine's not barrel aged, though. It is just a straight barley wine. So it is sweet, but there's actually a whole lot of complexity. But at the same time, It is very smooth, easy to drink. I wouldn't call this 13%. Maybe 10 or 9, but not 13. But other than just a sweetness, not a whole lot of complexity.
Mac and Apple, shoot your question, by the way. Boy, this is different than I expected. It's completely different than like what I had it built up to be. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's different.
You had the wheat wine. Well, let's see. The what is it? Goose Island. The Goose Island did the wheat wine. Their wheat wines I really, really love.
Yeah.
I get a lot of honey out of their wheat wines, so I would expect that. Not no.
Fruited sour wheat wine is what I get.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's got a little badness to it.
I think there's a little bit of going on here.
Bunk. Yeah.
Because it tastes like an infected beer. It does. It tastes like a beer that said, now it's a sour. Where it's like strawberry rhubarb kind of thing. And you're like, I get the wheat wine, but I'm also getting like a strawberry rhubarb sour kind of thing.
Yeah, I can see that. That could be the yeast and whatever temperature they were fermenting it at.
Yeah. This one...
I really... So I
this
really
one's going to start in the 2s and may drop depending on how the rest of this bottle goes.
A 2?
I said 2? In the 2s.
Seriously?
I'm going to start at like a 2.75.
Yeah, but you're...
John.
Oh, come on. A wheat wine in general is at least a 3.25.
John.
Those are complex in general.
What I'm telling you is I get no barrel, number one. I'm getting no oak, no bourbon, no rum, no markers of barrel aging of any kind.
Crux does mostly wine.
Wine barrel aged, right.
The label for...
I'm not getting Chardonnay, I'm not getting Zinfandel, I'm not getting port, I'm not getting... let's go through the wine barrels that they could possibly use. I'm not getting wine from this. I'm getting sour from this. And if I'm talking a barley wine...
That's a bad seal on the barrel then.
Yeah,
that's a bad seal
I'm not getting the product that they should have been putting out. So I'm starting at 2.75, and we'll see where the evening leads us. 2.75 means I can drink it. That's where 2.75 is for me. 2.75 goes
you're
acceptable.
Your 2.75 is my 3.5.
3.5 is good. 3.5 is good, John. You're shooting a B, a solid B, not a B minus, but a B.
Yeah, no,
at a 3.5.
But anything at 13% or above and is drinkable, and you don't taste that burn, should be a B.
But I've got burn.
You didn't say a burn though.
I've got 12.5.
Is there a burn?
And it's harsh. I'm not going to say there's a burn, but it's harsh.
Okay, well, it's hard because I'm not drinking it, so it's hard to tell.
I love how everyone's going, he looks like a bass player right now.
That's because of your suit. Bass players are all proper and prim.
I know. You know what's funny? This was my first attempt in like 12 years, and I freaking nailed it. Not only did I remember how to tie a tie and not have to Google it, I freaking nailed it on the first attempt.
It's a nice
it's the proper
wide
length. It's
knot.
Here's my belly button right there. I mean, it's perfect. It's not quite my belt. My belt is there. So I was about a half inch off.
No. The tip should hit your belt.
No,
right above
the apex of the tie should be halfway between your belt buckle. So this part of the tie
I thought
be halfway between your belt buckle.
Yeah.
And for me, it's about half inch.
I was under the impression that so I was under the impression that the tip should.
Is Jeff not wearing pants? I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier on too. Yeah, Jeff's a bass player.
Why? Because I can.
Yeah. Although then they see me and they're like, "Oh, he's a drummer." Oh yeah, I get that hair. Okay.
John's a drummer.
Cool. Yeah, I get that.
John's a drummer.
Yeah, I'm a drummer.
We were a rhythm section. I was the bass player.
Yeah.
Leisure Suit Jeff, you're not wrong.
There's a game. Oh God. How old is that?
Leisure Suit Larry? Like 89?
Yeah, what was 90,
I want to say was the first one.
99. I was going to say like 98. I was going to say it was 98 was the first one.
Oh no, the first one was way older than that.
95, wasn't it? Leisure Suit Larry was like 95,
1987.
What?
87 was the first Leisure Suit Larry.
I thought that was really like Day of the Tentacle type stuff.
No. Leisure Suit Larry way outdates that. Leisure Suit Larry goes back to like Hugo Whodunit kind of days. So yeah, Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards, July 5th, 1987 release date.
Oh, that's right. Now that I think about it, because it was actually very controversial too, because even back then it's like square boobs.
Right.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my God, there's 5 pixels and one of them is definitely areola.
One. Yeah, exactly. It was like, one's darker than cream. Oh my God, I got a boner.
Won't anyone think of the children? Yeah. So yeah, 1987, there was a remake of that same game in 1991, and then Kickstarter had a remake of that game in 2013.
2000. I remember that part, but when was Leisure Suit Larry 2?
1988.
Or was
that was Leisure Suit Larry Goes Looking for Love in Several Wrong Places, 1988. There was Leisure Suit Larry 3, Passionate Patty in Pursuit of Pulsating Pectorals, 1989. Leisure Suit Larry 5, Passionate Patty Does a Little Undercover Work, 1991. Leisure Suit Larry 6, Shape Up or Ship Out, 1993, or the CD version came out in 1994. Leisure Suit Larry 7, Love for Sale, SAIL, 1996. They also had games in 2004, 2009, 2013, 2018, and 2020. So this is a legit 33-year franchise.
I'm actually not too far. When I said Day of the Tentacle, I actually meant to say Maniac Mansion.
Okay, yeah.
Which was 87.
87, right.
87. So yeah. So I was on the mark. I stated the wrong game. I stated the sequel.
Yeah.
Maniac Mansion. So I was right in that wheelhouse. Yeah. God, those games. I love those games.
This is seemingly less family friendly than normal. We haven't gone into anything that... Well, I did say areola.
Actually, surprising.
I didn't say nipple. I said areola.
But and you know what? We spent an hour pretty much on photography.
Right.
And I think we kept the photography
30 minutes,
part pretty interesting.
It was pretty good.
I think about 45 minutes of photography and lighting, because lighting is technically, I would say, is part of photography.
Yes.
So at least 45 minutes on that.
Yeah.
The first 15, 20 minutes, graphics cards.
You can see the first beer taking its toll on both of them now.
It's not the first beer. It's not. That's not mine.
Yeah. So I did have a double IPA for dinner. I had an 8.5% with dinner at 6:30. So yeah, now that should have burned off in the 90 minutes.
Good for you, Jeff.
Right.
Good for you, Jeff.
Good for you. Yeah.
So today is my wife asleep? Today
Door's
was my
not open.
mother and my in-laws Thanksgiving, and so yeah, a lot of
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas. Sorry,
Christmas.
Wow, that's how bad it is.
You're a full month off.
Oh God, I'm so stressed out. Pretty much. So got home, got in home. Took a half day today, thankfully. Came home 12:30. Just start right away. went with a hazy IPA, Ninkasi. Then after that, a Great Notion Sour IPA at 8.5%. And then after that, I went with another IPA, and then I finished just before in between with actually a Kolsch, halfway done, and a couple of shots of whiskey that my in-laws got me a bottle of. I forgot the name, but they got me a bottle of whiskey.
Now, which Kolsch was
shooting.
It? That's what I want to know.
It is the Kolsch that I got for my Secret Santa, and actually, it's a pretty darn good Kolsch.
Is it?
I might.
Kolsch's are very difficult.
It is difficult, and actually, it's personally my favorite out of all the four that I got.
Nice.
It is a pretty delicious, but because you have to think of it as a Kolsch.
Right.
And it's like, oh, is this good? Or like, oh, no, this is actually very delicious.
Right. So,
and then we went into the 15.5 and blah, blah, blah. So right. I'm very happy right now.
Yes.
And also, I had to make a brisket, some mashed potatoes, some garlic bread. I had to make a green bean casserole and all that too. So and then I had to deal with epic gaming industry with Fortnite for my 10-year-old nephew. That was a pain, so much of a pain. And then my son wanted to deal with Mario, and so I'm glad to be drinking this barley wine.
Yes, who said it? Kevin said, you're definitely not in New Mexico where it's a balmy 27 degrees outside. It's 34 outside right now, and we have a low of 25 tonight. So come at me, bro.
I'm cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. So Jeff's got his awesome suit. I got my Dragon Ball Z Christmas sweater on.
I'm looking dapper AF, if I do say so myself.
Kamehameha. So, and then Scott Fitton, Merry Christmas for the rhythm section, $10. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Scott. Represent. Jack Daniels points out that Leisure Suit Larry was available on the Amiga 500.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Right?
I do remember that because Steve had the Amiga 500, and that's how I know of Leisure Larry, because he had it on.
Scotty also says
my story is
go for it.
Go ahead. Oh, no, go ahead. You said.
So Scott also said earlier up, hoping in the near future to commission a 5-string from my brother-in-law. My A bass, my number one bass that I love playing is my Schecter Studio Stiletto 5-string. Which I bought from a bunch of stoners in downtown Portland. but that is my go-to bass.
That's a 5-string bass is very nice, but it's also very confusing for a non-bass player.
Yeah.
Because you're like, what is this? What is this string for?
What is this bottom string that doesn't make any tone when my fingers aren't on it? It just vibrates really slow.
But
that's a low B.
Yeah. Going back to the Amiga, I loved so Steve had the Amiga the 500, and he upgraded, and I forget to what but the Amiga monitor was RCA.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that and hooked it up to my VCR, an old VCR that I got from Goodwill, and I drilled a hole through his room, which was cable access. My parents put cable in his room, but not mine because he was obviously much older than any of us. And I spliced his cable off without his knowing, put it into my room through my VCR, and I was like 10 or 12, and hooked it up via his old Amiga monitor. And it was like, I had TV through his Amiga monitor. I was like, oh, no, parents, this is a computer. It's totally cool. I got this. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I just want some PC parts to play with. And they thought I just had it to play VHS tapes. And they had no idea that I had cable access TV through it.
So I had a similar situation when I was a kid. So my parents were starkly against me having a TV in my room. Like, you can have anything you want. You can have a boombox, you can have a Game Boy, you could have whatever. But for the life of me, you will not have cable television. It's the devil.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so I went through a couple of computers. So I had my very first computer that was mine in my own room was a Macintosh LC2. Then it was a 66 megahertz 486 DX2 that I built myself. And then from there, my parents had bought a new Pentium 2 machine, an IBM Aptiva, and they gave me their old Aptiva, which was a Pentium 166 with MMX. With 32 megabytes of RAM and a 160 megabyte hard drive. Like, oh yeah, I'm freaking baller. And so they gave me that computer, and around that same time, my dad had bought a parallel card with a video input. And what it was meant for was capturing stills off of your camcorder. And so you would plug your camcorder in via RCA, just video, no sound, mind you. They would plug in the camcorder via RCA. You could record that to your PC and then extract still files from it. And I think it was called a Snappy. It was this yellow parallel port thing that plugged into the back of the computer. Well, I know that RCA is just RCA. And so I went down to Goodwill and bought myself a VCR for $5, which happened to have a cable input with a TV tuner on it. And through this jank as all hell setup with cable coming in from the wall into a VCR out to a parallel capture card via RCA, I watched TV in my room.
Yep. Oh yeah. No, honestly, that's how I figured out how a lot of stuff works.
And by the way, Dad, if you're watching, I'm not even sorry. You should have seen that coming.
Well, I mean, that's how, like, I would go to my grandparents' house and all the stuff was RCA. Like, oh, I know how this hooks up. And then my grandmother was like, oh, my 10-year-old grandson is a genius. And then I was stuck there for 30 years fixing all of her DVDs and TVs and everything for the next 25, 30 years.
Right.
Still, to last year, I was doing it. Actually, a couple months ago.
Okay, I'm looking up for Mac Not Apple's question. It says my question is up there in the comments, so I'm back scrolling.
I didn't.
As I am a 3D modeler and I do freelancing, I work with CADs and render engines like Autodesk and Blender. I know that getting a Quadro is good for CADs because I'm on a budget. I can't get a Quadro RTX to do both with one card. I thought maybe getting a cheap Pascal Quadro like the P620. Waiting to buy a 3060 with the help of someone in the sky later next year. What do you think? Would like to point out I'm not as much of a PC gamer. I do not need to get only RGBs and FPS. Okay. From a professional standpoint, most GeForce graphics cards will still work with most professional software. You will see a better pipeline for some workflows, and there is some benefit to ECC memory with some workflows, and that's what you get on the advantage of the Quadros versus GeForce. What I will say is a good powered GeForce will still override a lesser powered Quadro in most applications.
Yes.
I would recommend trying to find
the drivers.
A good high-end Pascal GPU, a 1060, a 1070, maybe even an RTX 2060 if your budget can swing it, and see where that gets you. Because that will be more powerful than something like a Quadro P620. Quadro P2000s and P4000s are out there to be had, but they're likely $200 to $300 still. I would rather spend my money on a GTX 1070 or an RTX 2060. Something along those lines.
But I thought his comment was about talking about the 360, though.
He says he's hoping to get a 3060 if the big man in the sky will allow him as much. And if you can get a 3060, a 3060 will blow the freaking doors off a Quadro P620, because Quadro in namesake is only the namesake.
Yeah.
A P620 is a GTX 1050. Like, it's not that powerful of a card. It has ECC memory, and it has a couple of performance advantages over similar stacked GeForce cards, but it is not the be-all, end-all simply because it says Quadro. What I would recommend is if you can get a 3060, go get a 3060. If you can't get a 3060, look for a 2060 or even a 1070 or a 1060, because those are all doable under $300. And that's where I would spend my money.
Yeah. But I guess it also depends on how long you have to wait. If you can wait 3 months, or are you needing it now? If you can wait 3 months, you probably will be able to get that 360.
You'll probably be able to get a 3060 for $400.
Yeah, exactly. So if you can wait 3 to 4 months, you'll probably be able to find one of those. If you're talking, I need it now.
Right.
2070, maybe on the used market, you might need to go to the 1080s, higher. You're going to save a couple $100 on the lower end. Yeah, are you going to get the performance? No, but you're going to save a couple $100. But you need it now. That's what you're talking about. So it really does come down to, I think, price and when do you need it? Can you wait?
Right.
Do you need it now? If you can wait, you'll get your 360, no problem. And everything else Jeff was saying was completely accurate.
What about a Radeon 7? Here's the problem with Radeon. We actually talked about this for the last couple of weeks, is no one supports Radeon because no one has Radeon.
No.
And I'm talking about this from a purely professional standpoint. In CAD, no one supports proprietary AMD technology and workflows because no one buys AMD cards for CAD work. And vice versa, because no one buys cards for CAD work, no one programs workflows for AMD cards. So while the Radeon 7...
They've been doing Intel for 20 years.
While the Radeon 7, on paper, is a fantastic card, Vega 64 or Vega 60 7 nanometer with 16 gigs of HBM2. Great on paper performance as far as memory bandwidth, overall bandwidth, cores available. Nothing is optimized because it's not CUDA. And most CAD work it'll work, but it's not as fast as a Quadro P4000 or an RTX 2060, because those workflows through CUDA have been optimized for NVIDIA. So it's a double-edged sword. Yep. No one will program for AMD until people start buying AMD cards, and no one will buy AMD cards until they're optimized for these workflows. So I love AMD. I'm not a hater, but on the professional work side of things, NVIDIA rules the roost. And if you're looking to invest in a card, NVIDIA. Yeah.
If you're doing industrial stuff still, technically, NVIDIA is still the way to go. AMD, if you can wait 2 years, possibly, maybe the drivers and companies will like sit there and see that AMD has caught up to industry standards and everyone's starting to buy AMD, and it technically is the cheaper route to go. But until everyone else in the industry has caught up and then said, hey, recognizes AMD, you're better to go with NVIDIA. But yeah, gaming, AMD works great, but everything else, no, don't buy AMD. Essentially, because the drivers just aren't there because they're not built for that. So.
Let's see. Ed says, "Can you believe Sound Blaster is still around in the Bay Area?" I'm listening to this on a Sound Blaster XG6. That's my amplifier for my headphones, and I freaking love it. I've also got a Sound Blaster SBS. I've also got a Sound Blaster X3, and they're freaking amazing.
I got no problem with Sound Blaster. Yeah, I got no problem with that.
They are not the best headphone amplifier you can buy streaming. Let's see if we can get back on here.
I said OBS isn't working. Please sub to Hops and Brews.
You son of a bitch. Hey, I think we're back on.
Funny. Okay. We're still in the same one?
I think we're back. Yes, we're still in the same one.
All right. Sounds like everything's
yes, we're back on. Okay.
Okay.
Confirmed.
I say we're back. All right. Cool. Although I do not see you on the Zoom anymore. That's weird. I can hear you. Who cares, right?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Am I?
Check.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. I can't see you.
Oh, right. Hold on. I can fix that. I can fix that. Maybe. And go. There's my beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Okay. We're back.
Yeah, sure. That's what your wife said. Whatever.
No, she said, come again.
We're not 10 o'clock, Jeff. We're not 10 o'clock.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah. Well, yeah. How far are you along on yours? Because I'm almost done.
I've actually got a little bit left in the bottle. There it goes. There's where I'm at.
Oh.
I got like 9 ounces left.
I got like 5 ounces.
Yours
left.
was a 12.
Maybe 4.
So
mine was a 12, but it was higher ABV.
Barely.
The whole percentage 13.2.
This was 12.5.
So
you're not that far in front of me. And
0.8%.
And if you add the volume, I've got more ethanol.
We round up. I've been drinking more than you today.
I will say you don't have me beat for the week.
No, I said today. I just said today.
I've been on vacation.
That's good stuff. That is
don't make me go to the fridge.
Manhattan.
Oh.
That's right there. Castrate already Manhattans.
Right?
That's right. 41% Manhattans at your disposal.
Novella Hub says, tonight on Talking Heads, drinking wars.
More beer. Johnny's here.
Do YouTubers even get vacation? No. What I've been doing is fighting PowerShell and Windows deployment services for the last 3 days.
Oh.
That's been my vacation. And as soon as I finish this video, I'm going to take the weekend off. That's my vacation. And then on Monday, I'm back to making videos for you little... Ouch, that's my vacation.
Jeez.
By By the way, subscribe to the Patreon or Flip Plane down in the video description. We really appreciate any donation you can possibly give to the channel.
Yeah, you little effer.
I was gonna say little piss hands, but
yeah, you filthy animals.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. We watched that last night. That was
filthy
cool.
Animal, little
great.
What was it? There's that YouTuber, that guy who does a lot of scientific stuff. I love his YouTube videos, but he did like the package reviewers or the porch thieves. And he did his
Mark Rober. Mark Rober.
Yeah, Mark Rober. He did a part third 3 version of he did a part 3, and this year's was fantastic because he upped his game and so much, and he even had Macaulay Culkin like test the skunk spray.
Oh, he had Macaulay Culkin on it. Nice. Dude, Macaulay Culkin for the last like 12-18 months has been freaking amazing. He's been doing guest spots on Modern Rogue, which have been lights out.
He's done that. Yeah, he's done that. He's done a bunch of guest spots on what is that TV show or that YouTube the one Steve and I love for the horrible movies. I forget what it's called. Anyways, but yeah, he also has his own like rabbits. Yeah, I forget what he has his like own
Dead Rabbit
YouTube
Media or some crap like that. Yeah,
Dead Rabbit Media or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's actually kind of come up in his own of YouTubers and millennial celebrity guest impersonations, and really actually, because there was a talk about remaking Home Alone, and he even like tweeted out stuff about it, and honestly, it's kind of come full circle about because he had his own personal
bunny ears.
Hi, I'm Macaulay Culkin. Welcome to
Bunny Ears. Bunny ears. I knew it had to do with rabbits.
Yeah. Welcome to Bunny Ears.
And Best of the Worst. And then he's also part of Best of the Worst and so, or what is that?
Yeah, he does a whole bunch of stuff. Modern Rogue is where I saw him, and he was great on Modern Rogue. If anyone ever watches that YouTube channel with
Red Letter Media. Red Letter Media. So he's on a lot of
Red Letter
Media stuff. Yeah. So, but oh my gosh, actually, the past like 2 years, if you look on YouTube for him for 2 years ago from now, there's some really funny stuff.
And he looks healthy, and he's freaking hilarious.
He makes fun of himself so well.
Yeah.
And the stuff that he's done, and he like recognizes that he's like, I was a dick back then.
Yeah.
Type of a thing. So
he's like, 10 things I hate about you was the height of my career. Oh wait, that was someone else.
Yeah, exactly. And when when a celebrity can do something like that,
that was Heath Ledger.
All right, I like you now. Right. Yeah, I like you now. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's been amazing on some of the recent stuff that I've seen him on.
Oh yeah, and then there's even been like a couple of memes of like Home Alone or something like that, and he's like memed himself in it, and it's like, oh, this is fantastic. Yeah. But so he helped with that, what's his face, Robert guy, do the third version of the porch pickup for Christmas, Amazon porch pickup.
Yeah.
My God, that was actually a really, really good video. Actually, if you watch it, it goes into an in-depth thing of a whole other drug cartel thing that's supposed to be announced later, but it's actually a really good video. I love it.
I haven't seen that one yet. I've seen parts 1 and 2.
Yeah, gotta watch 3. And so
sorry, I've seen 1 alpha and one official release, and then 2.0. For those who follow Mark Rowe.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting there like, why doesn't Jeff and I do this?
Why can't I make a porch pirate thing? By the way, John, speaking of porch pirates.
I know. Why can't I do this? here's a bottle of alcohol. Why can't I make this into something?
So John happened to be my Secret Santa for this year's bottle exchange on the Patreon. And so he walked up to the door. And by the way, I have 2 dogs who are more than happy to announce the presence of someone at our house. And so John pulled up to the curb, and all of a sudden my 2 dogs, and I'm like, okay, there's someone, there's an Amazon delivery, there's something going on. And so I walk out of my office and I walk upstairs.
That's what I was hoping you'd think.
And no, all I see was some long-haired chick in her mid-40s running away from me going, because you had your arms up like this, and all I saw was that long, stringy blonde hair out from your powder blue jacket running to a Toyota Camry. And
it was a Volvo.
It was a Volvo?
Black Volvo.
I didn't recognize that color. It was lighter than I thought you had. I thought you had...
I only have Volvos. I have 3 black Volvos.
I know you do. It wasn't black. I swear it wasn't black. But so all I see is like this escaping like 40-year-old middle-aged woman porch pirate, and I'm like, I need to get my revolver and hold this and whatnot. And then I look down and I'm like, oh, it's a Secret Santa delivery. It came via courier.
Well, I will say. So I backed up.
Look at this IPA.
So on my defense, I got into my car, I ran to my car, I backed up, and I tried to block it with the tree that's in your front yard to the view of
which
the
you
street.
Failed.
And so I thought, which I failed. Apparently I failed.
Totally
But
failed.
then what I saw was I thought it was your wife picking up the box.
Nope.
So it was apparently you.
Totally me. All me.
So I was like, it's Jeff's wife. She'll get it. It's fine. And,
nope.
And then I turned
for a solid 30 seconds, I considered running out and tackling you.
Well, so I got up and I was like, please don't let his dogs like do anything. Maybe they're not around. And I literally got to the steps of your door and nothing happens. I'm like, I'm free. And and then it was I was like, crap, run, drive it off, run.
So all I see is John running away going.
Yeah, exactly.
With his hair kind of like bouncing on top.
Apparently I look
like God, I think he saw me.
Yeah. Well, my wife was like, come on, let's go shopping at TJ Maxx after this. I'm like,
yeah, so it was funny.
Yeah. So, hey, you got good beer, so shut up.
I did.
Yes.
I will say I'm going to age that Fremont.
That's fine. I wanted to put a little more effort into the tag and everything, and I probably shouldn't have posted that ass Pilsner because I wanted to buy that to throw you off.
Because you knew.
I'll
right.
be like, oh, who? Yeah.
Now what I will say is I saw the ass Pilsner. I saw that. And even still, I thought one of you was going to try to throw me off. And so if someone's going to try to throw me off, it's probably going to be Steve. And so because he knows I saw the ass Pilsner, he's probably going to buy me an ass Pilsner and put it in the box. So I think it's John. So I'm going to think it's Steve.
Yeah, you thought too much.
I went one step beyond what your cognitive ability was.
So technically it worked, but
technically you were right.
But still within so I shouldn't have posted that, but as soon as I posted I was like, damn it, I shouldn't have done that. Everyone probably saw it because I tagged Skull in it. Like everyone saw it.
Look what I found. Oh, look, I got a 12-ounce bottle of ass.
Yeah, but that was the thing. I kind of wanted to at least put that in there. Like, oh, look, Where's this from?
Right.
I purposely got a box from Washington.
So I'm three beers into my box, and I went, this is a John's Marketplace purchase. By the third bottle, I had it nailed.
Was very... like, you had it nailed. Like, is it John or Steve?
I knew it was one of you, and I knew one of you was going to try to throw me off with something, and I went the double when I should have just gone the single.
Well, so I saw, like, I tried to get you over a variety of stuff, and I wanted to, like, okay, I purposely hit the European market area of John's Marketplace. Like, okay, what do they got here? And I found that hopped hef. I was like, oh, this is interesting. Jeff might like that. This will throw him off. And then I found that ass Pilsner, but then I also posted a picture of it. I was like, why do that? That was so stupid. But I was so excited. I was like, oh, yeah.
I found ass in the States.
Yeah, exactly. And I was so excited.
I found ass just off of Southeast Tannisburn. Well, I should not have said that. I should not have said that.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, okay, the Fremont was the first beer I bought for you, because when I got your name, that was the first beer I bought, and I was like, okay, where's the rest of my budget going to go?
Where's my Firestone Parabola? I know you have one.
No, you.
Stop. I know you have one. Where's my Parabola? You son of a...
No. It's for me. It's for me, not for you. You got a Fremont. That's good enough. It's waxed. It's good enough.
I'm not disappointed. Although I did buy you 2 of the special edition Fremont 2019s. And all of a sudden I get a standard 2020.
I paid you back. Whatever. I paid you back for those.
You did.
I got stuff for you. Whatever. So we got stuff. I'll probably meet you in the next couple of days. Maybe before or after Christmas. A little.
Yeah, whatever. No, I've got a couple of bottles for you. I've got a 13-9 with your name on it.
Before the New Year's. It'll be all cool. I got something for Rhett. If Rhett is watching, I really hope. I thought I found something. I don't know. I might not have been paying attention, but I really think I thought I saw something really cool for Rhett. No, it's not super special, but I think it's good for Rhett. So I really hope Rhett doesn't have this. And if you're watching, Rhett, I hope it's a surprise for you.
You know Rhett's cheap, so you know he doesn't have it. So
I really that's actually exactly what I'm hoping on. So I got actually something special for all the Talking Heads guys. I'm classy like that. Apparently, no one got me anything.
I got you stuff. Cool. I have.
You got me stuff that someone shipped to you.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I have actual stuff for you too. That I've bought with my own monies. Or YouTube monies.
Okay. I bought. Oh, YouTube monies. Oh,
tax deductible YouTube monies.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So it's. Hey, let's do this. All right. It's 10:00. Anyone have actually any questions for us?
Right. Any questions before we sign up?
Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, we might do 10 minutes of Star Trek and then just call it good. Because, well, okay, we will.
It's been feisty in historical documents lately, I will say.
Although, at the same time, have you heard the rumors of the Picard doing the
posted those
Captain
rumors.
Special? Oh, was that you? That was you?
I posted those rumors. So there are rumors about Star Trek Picard that not only will Kate Mulgrew, but also Avery Brooks be reprising their roles. And Jonathan Archer may be reprising his role from Enterprise. I don't know how that one's going to work because he shouldn't be alive
hologram. That would be a hologram. Pure hologram. Jonathan Archer would be a hologram.
They're also in talks with William Shatner about reprising a role.
Yeah, but now did you see about the Q stuff that I posted?
I did, where John Delancey is supposedly in talks to reprise his role as
like
Picard, just like he reprised his role on Star Trek Lower Decks.
Yes, exactly, and that's what I was more interested. Now,
screw you, Q. I don't have time for your BS. Oh, go bother Picard. Oh, come on, Picard only quotes Shakespeare.
That would whole captain's barrage with Q.
Right.
How awesome of a season would that be?
I just want to see one episode where Sisko and Janeway and Picard are all in the same room, and all of a sudden Q appears, and all three of them go, "That motherfucker." That's what I want to see.
And then Kirk is like, "Oh, this guy's awesome.
Right.
I love this guy.
I love this guy. Hey, can you make me another green woman?"
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, give me another Andorian. I'm good. Yeah, no,
When did they go from green to blue? When did that happen?
No, again, season 3 of Discovery. So I talked to you earlier about this. Season 3 of Discovery. Honestly, I kind of like it. I really do enjoy. I hated 1 and 2. Literally,
1 was awful. I've tried so many times.
If you could even stomach 1, 2 is even harder to stomach. It is literally like putting a finger in your throat and vomiting your anorexia through a Star Trek episode.
I suffered through seasons 1 and 2 of TNG. I suffered through season 1 of DS9. What you're asking me is to swallow the first 4 seasons of Babylon 5. That's what you're asking me right now.
It is so hard. It took me a year and a half to swallow seasons 1 and 2 of Discovery. Yeah, it really did.
I still haven't. And I'm not there yet. I'm not strong enough, John.
It is. It was. Trust me. I cried through the Discord channel. Plus, on top of that, if you haven't joined yet, it's a fantastic community. It is literally only $1 to join the craft computing Discord community. You can ask for more, and it's fantastic if you do more, because it literally 100% of proceeds go to Jeff and the craft computing community to put more content in your viewscape. But inside that community is such a great community, because there is talks of Star Trek, there's talks of entertainment, music other than Star Trek, there's talk of trade, there's talks of...
Shockingly enough, we don't always talk Star Trek, but mostly.
Yeah. And it is such a great community. It is literally a little steal of at least $1, if not more. You are welcome to donate more for the more content that Jeff produces, which
for just $1 a month. You can feed a YouTuber.
Exactly. So it's fantastic.
I'm sorry, was that
within that community? We talk about Star Trek Discovery, and season 3 really is actually, as much as how often do we diss on TNG and DS9 first 2 seasons? Horrible, right? Horrible of both of those series. Really bad. Yes. I'm like, okay, there's 1 or 2 episodes, and they were like 24, 30 episode seasons.
Right. They weren't short.
So with Discovery, there were only 10 episodes within each, or some of them 9, I think. So all of it garbage. Maybe 1 or 2 episodes within those 18 episodes.
About as many as Enterprise, really.
Oh, actually, no, don't say that. Season 3 and 4 of Enterprise were fantastic.
I'll give you that.
And actually, Enterprise plays a significant role in Discovery Season 3.
An angel
No. That's One Tree Hill. That's the wrong. Yeah, but you're not far off of the theme song. But the time travel accords are talked about in Discovery Season 3. You're an ass. No, but really, I encourage you, if you can literally.
I love how you're picking my stuff and I'm trying to interrupt you.
For 18 episodes, if you can stomach 18 episodes of vomit and then go into episode 19 of season 3 of Discovery, it is like Voyager, actually. It is like the good parts of Voyager.
Yeah.
It is the Discovery parts of Voyager. It is
whoa. It's not Year of Hell. It's barely this side of Fairhaven, which we'll call good.
No. Okay, it's not the Year of Hell, but it is the idea of a okay. I don't know how many people have watched.
It's not 8472. It's not the Borg Queen. Is it even Kazon or Herosian worthy?
It's Kazon Herosian worthy. Yes, it is.
I'll say Kazon, not Herosian.
Really is.
I'll say Kazon.
It is season 3, It is season 3, season 4 Voyager worthy. It really is up there.
I don't know, because 7 of 9 was season 4,
season
episode
5.
1.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
That's high praise, as Keanu Reeves would say.
That's high praise.
As Johnny Silverhand
they don't
would say.
have that. They don't have that. That's John Silverhand at its finest. But no, storytelling wise, going back to,
and I know that was Nick Cage versus Keanu Reeves, but it felt appropriate.
Yeah, but
that's high praise.
But as far as going back to a lot of morals of Star Trek, morals of story, morals of the righteousness and everything, that part of the Federation, you trust me, if you watch season 3, Jeff, you're gonna be like, okay, there's some really, really good stuff.
I'm gonna believe in the Federation again. Is that what you're telling me?
No. But the problem is you can't skip 1 or 2. You can't skip season 1 or 2. If you just go to season 3, you're like, this is vomit.
Please?
No, you have to laxative through 1 and 2. You really do. You do the brutal thing. I did 8 months of brutality just through season 2. It is a brutal thing to ask. But okay, I'm going to put this way. Steve disagreed with me. But season 3 of Discovery, I put it on par with Picard, if not even above Picard.
Really?
Yeah. That's how high a praise I give it. That's how high a praise I give it. Yeah, it's really that good.
Because season 1 Picard is like, I'm going to say season 5 TNG. It's not the best, but it's really good.
It is not episode 1 and 2 of Picard, because those are
good.
Amazing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'd say episode 1 and 4.
Better.
2 and 3 I could have done like half an episode each.
Together, right? You know.
Right. Combine them, I'm sold.
But okay,
separate.
Okay, so you're talking. Picard has these highs and deep lows.
Oh
right?
yes.
And Discovery 3, it's the middle of all of that. So you're like, where does Discovery hit? Because it's always in the middle. But Picard is all hitting these highs and lows.
Picard is like all over the
Discovery
freaking
3. Yeah, exactly. But Discovery just hits there right in the middle.
It's Nepenthe. Red alert! Burnt tomatoes!
So honestly, and even on Discord, people are saying, even on our chat, people are saying Discovery Season 3 is actually pretty darn
Finally
good.
Found a footing.
So
Okay.
They did. They really did, because they came into their own. They got out of the hole. We're pre-Kirk. Now we're thousands of years into the future, where nothing matters what we talk about. And they even the best part, they even reference Picard.
Ooh.
They even do. They even talk Picard, and like Picard was the first one to talk about this, and they do a holographic image of an episode of or TNG.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're just playing to me.
See, here's the hard part, because Picard is the first true sequel we have to anything modern day, to anything that is TNG DS9 Voyager. Because Enterprise went back and Discovery went even further back. And just like the rest of Hollywood, I'm thinking, can you tell a story that isn't already canon without ruining it? Like, can you just move forward and accept that canon is already canon and then not screw up my childhood, for God's sakes? And they can't do it. And that's my biggest problem. But with Picard, it was still really, really good. Kind of like what I say about J.J. Abrams' 2009. 2009 Star Trek was really, really good.
First one,
without screwing with my childhood.
Really, really good.
They had this perfect divergence point where they said, we pay respects to the original, and then we're also going to tread our own path, and we explain it in canon, and no one can argue it. And I went, I fully accept this. I am totally on board with whatever you have to sell. And then with episode 2, they went right back to Wrath of Khan. And screwed that up. And then
they did. They totally did.
And then Beyond was like, what the hell is that? Like, we're gonna play Sabotage by Beastie Boys to beat an alien race?
Honestly, it would have made more. Honestly, Beyond would have made more sense as a number 2 episode.
Yes, than a number 3. Right.
Than a number 3. It really would. And then if they reversed those two, that would have actually made a little bit more sense.
Right. I got no problem.
It would have been like, it's a little bit long. Yeah, it stretched it out. We got even more conflict.
But here's the thing:
these subhuman people.
If you want to think about like timelines, just like when did Khan first pose a threat to the United Federation of Planets? Oh, it was after the 7-year voyage of the USS Enterprise, not right after Kirk assumed command of the first USS Enterprise.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are we doing Wrath of Khan now, 9 years early, and you did a bad job at it?
Well, that would have made more sense.
And now the roles are reversed, where Khan is going, where Kirk is going, you have and always will be my friend, to Spock. And then Spock goes, Khan!
That was so stupid, because there was no relationship built between the two of them. If that was
they hated each other until 5 minutes prior.
Yeah. Exactly. So if they did it, like I said, if they reversed those 2 movies, and it was the 3rd movie that they did, Wrath of Khan, it would have made so much more sense, and they could have referenced, these mutated humans or whatever.
Fully agree.
In the
we're keeping them in stasis inside of photon torpedo tubes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Sure. Episode 3, maybe 4 if you're lucky, but you got to include a whale somewhere.
Hey, that's a great movie. Shut
up. 4 is freaking amazing. You will get no arguments from me. Hello, computer.
Up there, but...
Computer.
Yeah.
I need to input the formula for transparent aluminum, but I do not know the QWERTY keyboard. Oh, wait. Now I fucking do.
Yeah. Oh, how quaint.
How quaint.
Single tap finger keyboarding.
Hut and peck at 120 words per minute, mother. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's cracking his knuckles at 9 fingers.
How quaint. 8.5.
Oh, yeah, 8.5.
It was James Doohan. God rest his soul.
So, I know, God.
Anyway, it is 22 minutes past the hour. if we're gonna keep going, and if we're gonna finish our beers, we're gonna do it in the after show. You're empty.
Mine, so
you're empty. Well, then
it's 12 ounces. 12 ounces. Come on.
Well, then we definitely need to move on to the after show. So, if you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Craft Computing if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to Hops and Brews. Link is down in the video description below. He could definitely use more than 0.48% of my subscriber count, whatever it happens to be. I don't even know at this point, but it's low.
I'm going to do a Wish.com video.
I feel like K2SO. Do you want to know the likelihood of Hops and Brews catching you? It's low. It's low. Anyway, subscribe to Hops and Brews if you like the beer content on this channel. Yes, I use a Star Wars reference to slam you. Come at me, bro. I told him to subscribe. You'll probably get 2 out of that, which is more than your weekly average.
Oh, you follow us on Twitter. You're going to see the repercussions. You
follow me on Twitter at Craft Computing. Follow John on Twitter at Hops and Brews if you dare. Thank you so much for watching episode 163 of Talking Heads every Wednesday night on Craft Computing at 8 p.m. Pacific time for the latest in beer and tech news only here on YouTube or wherever your podcasts are found, anywhere on Anchor FM or wherever your favorite podcasts. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, exactly. Just listen to Craft Computing. Trust me, it's good stuff.
Thank you all for watching.
We'll be fifth on positive. Yeah.
We'll be back next Wednesday, presumably with any news, if there is any. If not, we'll be pretty much doing the same show that this is, only with Rhett, with probably some wine. So, thank you everyone for watching. Join us in the after party if you are a member of the Discord. If you're not, links down in the video description to the Patreon or Float Plane. Jump on there and get part of the Discord. Talk with myself, John, Rhett, Steve, all the hosts from Talking Heads, any time of the week, and especially in the after party.
It's fantastic.
John, anything else before we go? Any plugs?
Nope, we're good to go. And I think
nothing going on as usual.
Awesome. We're good to go. Nothing. Yeah, shut up. Just sub. Let's do this, and we're going to see you guys in the after show.
Just sub. Thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all next week.
See you guys.